Hey guys, I want to show you my Cyber Dragon deck today. I've been getting a few requests of people who want to see this. So today we're going to go over the deck and the ratios and picks that I have for it, and then I'm also going to show you some gameplay, me playing a ranked match online with this deck. I'm using Dueling Nexus to show you guys this deck, and I'm going to also be using Dueling Nexus when I play with this deck later. So first let's talk about the Cyber Dragons that we play. I play 3 core and 3 proper Cyber Dragons, and a few others. I wanted this to be a pure Cyber Dragon deck. I'm a really big fan of the archetype. I don't like hodgepodge decks that just have a few Cyber Dragon names thrown in there. I play 2 Hers. Hers can really search any of these Cyber Dragons from your deck in tandem with Chimera Rampage Dragon. So I play 2 Hers because you can really recur a lot of your cards and bounce things from your graveyard back to your hand. Then I play 1 Nashter because, well, for one, he's really searchable. He's kind of a brick in your hand, but for your follow-up turns, he's really strong at reviving anything from your extra deck or from your main deck, and he can revive anything with 2100 attack or defense. So very, very strong card. Only need to run 1 copy of it though. I run the 1 Veer for 2 reasons. He can chain block Cyber Dragon Core's effect. He can chain block Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. And secondly, he's level 4, and so he's another card that you can use Cybernetic Overflow and banish it to pop 1 additional card that your opponent controls. And I do play a Therion package in this deck. This is a really strong package. Therion King Regulus is really easy to summon. He's also level 8, so he works in tandem with Chimera Fortress Dragon to make a rank 8 monster. Regulus is also an Omni Negate. But most importantly, I think the strongest reason to play this card in your deck is because of its field spell, Therion Disc Colosseum. If you guys haven't seen Team Samurai X1's video about this card in the Cyber Dragon deck, you should watch it. It's a really strong card, and it protects you from losing in the battle phase, and basically just acts as a card that gets around Ash Blossom to let you get your machine play started. One thing about Therion King Regulus is he's an Earth machine, so he is searchable with this card, Infinitrack Riverstormer. Infinitrack Riverstormer needs 2 level 5 monsters to summon. You can detach the material and either take 1 Earth machine monster from your deck to add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So obviously you want to add it to your hand and then use it to add King Regulus and then summon King Regulus. And so basically you have an Omni Negate in Riverstormer, as long as you can use its search effect. And you also have, of course, the Omni Negate in Nova, because you can go straight from Nova into Cyber Dragon Infinity. I really like this. Instead of playing, 2 copies of Nova, I like to be able to do something else. If I can get 4 level 5 summons in 1 turn, I like to go for Nova and then Riverstormer. And really, that's my whole strategy with this deck. My whole strategy is to go first and build 2 Omni Negates, and then protect those Omni Negates with something like Salamangreat Almirage, and then set some cards in my back row like Cybernetic Overflow or Infinite Impermanence, or leave cards in my hand like Ash Blossom or Ghost Ogre. That way I have 2 Omni Negates and then some hand traps to disrupt my opponent. And then basically my strategy from there is not to build a board that's unbreakable, but one that can at least survive, and then the next turn can manage its resources and have a really strong follow-up turn to gain the advantage on my opponents. And I think Cyber Dragons is really good this way. I think it's kind of struggled as a going second aggro deck. I think it's really struggled as a going first trap-based deck, but I think the strength of Cyber Dragons is the fact that it can play so many hand traps and build really strong Omni Negates that are very unique, that no other deck can really build except for it. So, all that is to say, this is a going first build, at least that's the way I use it. Then I use my side deck here as a going second build, because I know my opponent will probably make me go second during game 2 if I win game 1. I play Cyber Rev System and Cyber Repair Plant as engine requirements, and I play Cyber Lead Fusion because it's searchable, and I can set it and then play it on my opponent's turn. Or of course, I can use it to go into Rampage Dragon on my first turn if I really need to. Instant Fusion is a really good card to play in Cyber Dragons as an honorary Called by the Grave. It can also summon Cybersaurus, as well as Millennium Eyes. So Cybersaurus is good because he's a level 5 Earth Machine, so he can be used to Magnova or Riverstormer, or even Chronomaly Vimana, who's another rank 5 that I play in this deck. He can quick effect, detach 2 materials and negate a monster effect, or he can buff up the attack of one of your Xyz monsters that's already on the field. Other than that, I think everything's pretty self-explanatory. The Salamangreat and Saiga are pretty standard. You can play anything for... you don't have to play Masquerina or Underworld Goddess. I choose to play them because I think that they're good against certain matchups. There's one card in this deck that I would change. It would be Machine Dupe. I haven't taken it out yet though because it has saved me a number of times. It seems to show up just when I need to, but obviously it can also be a brick if you don't have a target for it. So just be aware of that. Without any further ado, guys, let's get into seeing this deck in action and going up against a really powerful deck in Sprights. I did go second because I was playing against Sprights, and obviously that's a better choice, so you can Mega Fleet away your opponent's Link Monster. But nevertheless, the video really displays how Cyber Dragons is better at managing resources than even some of the best meta decks right now.
Bye.